I'm back! It feels kind of weird to be in front of an actual camera, not gonna lie. Hello everybody, my name is Kayla and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a little bit of a catch-up type of video. We're going to chat about where I've been, what's going on in my life, as well as answer some questions that you guys have. So on my Instagram, courtofkayla, follow it if you aren't or don't. It's up to you, it's your life. I asked some of you guys who follow me on there to send in some questions and I'm just going to go through them. Some of them are about my mental health, about life, about school and filming, and there's a pretty wide range. So let's get into the video. But before I dive into some of the specific questions some of you guys had on Instagram, I think I'm just going to give a general overview of where I've been for the past 6 months, half a year. Wow, it's been half a year. It's been 6 months. Oh my God. So back in January, I started a school. I am a college student and I am double majoring, which is something I'll talk about in a future question. But I went to college and I thought that I could do it all. I could do YouTube, I could do TikTok, I could do school, and then I soon realized that my schedule, while my classes weren't that demanding, my schedule was more packed than I thought it was, and I just did not have time for YouTube. And my mental health was not the best. So I did not have the energy to film. I did not have the energy to try to figure out YouTube and plan content because I knew that whatever I created for you guys on here on YouTube would not be what I wanted it to be. And I only had so much energy and time for creative things, and I really worked on my TikTok and put that energy into TikTok. So for those who don't know, I have a book talk account called Court of Kayla, same as here in my Instagram. It's kind of my new social media page name is Court of Kayla, and so on any social media you can just search that, and if I'm on it you'll probably find me, but that's besides the point. And just a lot of changes happen, and change is a very scary thing, especially when there's a lot of people watching you go through change. I've had this YouTube for years, ever since I was in middle school. Literally, I've had you guys forever. And I've changed a lot, and I feel like I don't necessarily fit a lot of the perception of who I used to be. And for myself, it was very complicated being like, hey, when I come back, dealing with like, are they still gonna wanna watch my videos now that I'm a little bit older and mature? Not that I'm like old and mature, like, whatever, but like I've just changed a lot, and I've gone through a lot, and trauma and healing and mental illness, it changes you. I don't know how else to say it than that. I know that sounds very dramatic, but it's true. And I think I felt afraid to come back to YouTube because I was like, are they gonna like this new person that I feel like I've become? Like, are they, you know? But then I realized that like, if you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. And I have no control over that. So I'm just going to make content, hopefully make a couple of you guys smile, and I'm here to have a good time and talk about books, and that is that. I don't know where I'm going with it. And back in April and May, which was when I was originally planning on coming back, I had some things happen in my personal life that really set me back, I guess, because change is very scary, and especially change when it happens with other people or when friendships end or people change. It's hard. Just a lot of really deep realizations about who I let close to me and who I have in my personal life. That was almost devastating. It was really hard, but I am so lucky to say that I'm still here and that I have come out of it stronger with an amazing support system, and through all of that, I found some of my best friends. I think that's the moral of the story, is that this past 6 months have been great. They have been horrible, but I'm here. And healing is not a straight line. And so I want to say that I will do weekly videos. That is my goal, but also I know my limits and I know when I'm working too much. So I want to say you can depend on 1 to 2 videos a week, but that may fluctuate based on how I am doing, and I just want to be completely honest with you guys. Another thing I have been doing is playing a ton of D&D, or Dungeons and Dragons. So back in January, I started playing D&D with 2 different groups, and I am now a part of 3 different groups. I play 3 days a week, and it is the joy of my life. Reading is always going to be my favorite thing, but I've had so much fun playing Dungeons and Dragons. I've met so many new people, so many adventures, And it honestly, the only way I know how to describe Dungeons and Dragons, if you don't really know what it is it's like a fantasy book come to life, where you get to go on adventures, you role play, and there's combat and magic, and literally like the sky is the limit. I have found so much healing, so much fun, and so much escapism in a healthier way with Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm going to talk more about that later because I got a couple questions on it. But when I'm not reading, filming TikToks, or working like this, or on my Etsy shop, Shop of Kayla, by the way, I make bookish jewelry, I'm probably playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I have played so much of it and spent a lot of time doing that this past semester, and it's become a really, really big part of my life. So you might be seeing some D&D content in the future, and I would love to do like a D&D introduction video on like how to get into D&D. What is Dungeons and Dragons? So yeah, let me know if you'd be interested in that. So a general overview, I have spent the past half year healing, going to therapy, learning a lot of really hard life lessons, going to school. I started college. I have been working really, really hard on book talk and TikTok and content creation for publishing houses. Then I have started my Etsy and I make bookish jewelry. And I've been playing, did I already mention Dungeons and Dragons? I've been playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, so that is where I have been. And now we're gonna get into some Instagram questions. Somebody says your love life, if that's not too personal. I don't think it's too personal. I do keep some parts of my life very private, at least now, but I am still single as a Pringle. I like my men fictional, thank you very much. The next one says, do you study? If so, what? So I am actually double majoring in English and like a literature creative writing focus, and then history, as well as a minor in museum studies, and possibly I might minor in French too, but that is my current college plan and what I am enrolled to study. So this next question is, when did you start really getting into books? So I've been a big reader my whole life, and my older sister, growing up, read a lot of books, so I was like, oh, it's cool to read books. So I've just always kind of taken after her, and I would borrow her old books. I can't remember like a specific age when I probably got really serious into reading. It was probably 3rd or 4th grade. That's when I read like The Hunger Games, Percy Jackson, and I really started being like, I love this. I want to read and collect books and like all that stuff. And here we are today. Oh yeah, new bookshelves. Bookshelf tour coming soon. What's your favorite classic? It's tied between Pride and Prejudice, because I have fond memories of Pride and Prejudice and the 2004, did it come out in 2004 or 2005 version of Pride and Prejudice, this movie? I have a lot of fond memories of watching that with my sister, so that is one of my favorite classics. But it's also tied with War and Peace by Tolstoy. How's your mental health doing? Are you okay? I hope you're fine and great and you are reading good books. Thank you so much. Some days are harder than others. Some days are better. I've had a lot of setbacks, but I'm also moving forward the best that I've ever been moving forward before. Like, I'm actively taking steps to create healthier habits for myself mentally and actually get help and be honest about how I'm doing with those around me, which is crazy. Like, vulnerability? What is this? But it's a lot. Some days are not the best, but some days are really, really great. So yeah, it depends on the day, but overall I am in a lot better place than I have been in years. Do you play D&D on Twitch? So on a normal basis, most of my games that I'm in, I DM one game and I'm a player in 2, are not on Twitch. However, with the group I play with on Sundays, we may be streaming our D&D stuff, so I will keep you updated on that. Thoughts on Sarah J. Maas? So I used to be Sarah J. Maas's #1 hype girl. The books mean a lot to me. Farrah means so much to me. But I've taken a big step back from Sarah J. Maas, from her books, from making ACOTAR content, just because I just think that the older I've gotten, the more I've been able to critique, while I still enjoy the books, but recognize how problematic Sarah J. Maas is in her writing and some aspects of her books, like the lack of diversity, of representation, of toxic behaviors, and just how she like makes all these rules for herself in books and then just breaks them. Like, I was just very disappointed with A Court of Silver Flames, and yeah, there's that. Have you watched or read Shadow and Bone? If so, your opinion? Yes, I have. I have read and watched the show. I've watched the show like twice, maybe 3 times through. I really, really enjoyed it. I love Shadow and Bone. I love Leigh Bardugo's world, and I love Ben Barnes. Need I say more? What do you want to do as a career? I would love to work in a museum someday or become a history professor, or I would love to move to somewhere in Europe and work in a bookshop or a cafe. I think that would be really, really fun too. Or write books. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows what the future holds, because I certainly don't. How has college been so far? Honestly, not great. I would not have gotten through this past semester if it weren't for an amazing support system and Nicole, because I literally followed her to college after Paris fell apart because of COVID. But I'm actually hopeful for this next semester. So this past semester was not the best because of COVID. Everything was closed down. It was a really rough way to start school. Because it was very hard to meet people, but I feel like this next semester will be a lot better, and I also have figured out like a schedule and what works for me, my mental health, so we're feeling good, we're feeling good. Some special habits that you have about reading or anything else. So I read in the bath every night. I take a bath to relax at the end of the day because I have a really hard time falling asleep or relaxing enough to fall asleep. So I take a bath, and I've talked about it before, but I have like this fancy bath. It's not fancy, who am I kidding? But I have a bath tray that I lay across, and then I read in the bath, and it's like me time, and that's a reading habit that I've had for years. It's just, I read for an hour at the end of the day, and it is the highlight of my day. So somebody asked, what's your cabin? And I'm assuming you're talking about like Percy Jackson, and I am a daughter of Aphrodite. I do not remember what cabin number that is, but that is who my godly parent would be if I was in Percy Jackson. Who inspires you the most, both someone well-known or in someone close to you? So I am definitely inspired by my friends specifically Riley, Lexi, and Beth. They challenge me to be a better person, and they make me want to get better and want to heal, and they make everything worth it. Are you still planning to do school abroad someday? Yes, I would love to return to going abroad or finishing college at a university abroad. That is still very much on the table. I just need to figure out some of my stuff and my mental health first, and it needs to be safer with COVID. How did you figure what you wanted to study / go to college? I love history. I've always loved history, so for myself it was actually like not that hard to figure out. It was just what sparked the most joy for myself, I would say. And lastly, is there anything exciting coming on Etsy? Yes, so I'm planning on doing a Enemies to Lovers launch, a whole Dungeons and Dragons / like fantasy jewelry launch, and I'm doing an Addie LaRue jewelry launch later this week, as well as some really, really fun bookish jewelry. So yeah. Alright everybody, so that was today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. So if you guys have any additional questions or things that you were wondering, please feel free to let me know in the comments, and I will type out responses. I will respond to them, but I will have my beacons also linked below, where you can find my Instagram, my TikTok, which is where I am the most active, my Etsy, and anything else you want to check out will be linked in that. I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, be amazing people, and read lots of great books. I still need to work on the ending to my videos. Okay, anyway, bye.